This is Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Oshkosh Today. We've got a jam-packed episode for you today, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have to look forward to. First up, UW Oshkosh Theater is in the house to talk about their latest production, Antigone. Then Connie from the CP of Mideast, Wisconsin is back to tell us about another event coming up called The Runway to Paris. We'll hear about another cool event to mark your calendars for, Dancing for Little Stars, put on by Parent Connection. And after that, we took a little field trip to the Aurora Medical Center yesterday and chatted with Dr. William Weber about National Healthcare Decision Day. The Oshkosh Corps leaders are here to chat about their upcoming spring concert, and finally, what would spring be without Bird Fest here in Oshkosh? So we'll learn about how Oshkosh celebrates our feathered friends. As always, we'll round out the episode with a segment of Focus on Health with Ted Stefaniak. So let's get to our first guests of the day here. We have Sarah Gorski and Jane Purse-Wiedenhoft from UW Oshkosh Theater. Thanks so much for joining us again today, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's always great to have you come in because we were just talking about the wide range of shows that you guys have had this whole year, and we're already down to the last one. And it's called Antigone. If you want to maybe give us a little bit of background on that.
Well, I'm directing the show, and Sarah is acting as Antigone,
Okay.
the lead role, the lead female role. Mm-hmm. And basically, it's a traditional Greek tragedy, and we are going to approach it traditionally, which means we are using masks and putting it in the time period of 441 BC Greek setting, as much as we know in relation to how they originally produced the shows. But Antigone is the daughter of Oedipus, and the famous Oedipus who married his mother without realizing he had, and so as time goes by, all the children and relatives suffer. So Antigone and her sister Ismene are sort of the remaining family members. Their two brothers have just died fighting each other in an opposing war, and basically Antigone wants to bury the one brother that was fighting on the opposing side, who the king has said, no, we're not going to do that. So that's where the conflict comes in between the king and Antigone.
Okay. And so this is kind of, slightly well known. As I'm hearing it, it's kind of sounding familiar to me. And masks, you mentioned masks, what does that have to do with the play? Are they going to be wearing masks the whole time? Is that part of the costume?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the costumes? Sarah also works in our costume shop,
okay.
So you've actually seen them more intimately than I have at this point. So.
Well, they'll be wearing traditional chitons, Ionic and Doric, so it's very drapey, loose fabric that we're kind of draping over everyone with belt, and then belting to give it a little bit of a shape. And the masks, they are being created by the costume shop. They'll be created from scratch and painted and designed. They all are very individual so that you know who is who, but they're all very, very intricate and interesting to look at. And we'll be wearing them the whole time, which is going to be a little bit of an acting challenge, as you can imagine, because our site will be slightly blocked. So it'll just be a whole new experience with that.
And that's part of why I wanted to do it that way, because if we're going to do a Greek tragedy, then being in a university setting, let's make it a learning opportunity for the students to try something new and different, or old and different. But it's a heightened acting style, and you have to really use the language, and there's a very different way of moving and allowing the mask to give the expression. You can't have the subtle expressions that our natural faces can give, so it's more with your body or tilts of the head, things like that, come into play.
That's amazing how, every small aspect of this play is, down to the costumes is exactly as they would have, put on the show. Sarah, have you run into any, I know it's a challenge to work with the mask. How are you dealing with all of that?
Well, we will be getting rehearsal masks probably in the next few days. Ones that are not the ones that we'll be using in performance, but something that we can wear to kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like, so we can see what we can and cannot see on the stage, and how to express things in our full bodies as opposed to our faces, like Jane was saying. And I'm excited to get started with those.
Yeah, it should definitely be a really cool experience for you guys.
I think so, yeah.
And the chorus is being used for this production. How are they being used in this one?
Well, there are 8 chorus members, 4 men, 4 women, and they are royal elders, so they are meant to be older, but they are UW Oshkosh students at the moment who are not so old. But the thing is, I'm trying to use the chorus, have them function like they normally would in a Greek tragedy, which means they sometimes act as audience on stage, which means they'll react to something in a way that might help the audience who is watching to understand, oh, that's important, or that's good news, or that's bad news, in case they're not following the story or the language because of it being heightened, and there might be gods and myths that are mentioned that people may not be familiar with. So they're on stage as sort of a one character played by all 8, if you will.
Okay. Excellent. Very cool. Another interesting aspect to add to it. So when exactly is the play?
Soon.
Quite soon.
April 23rd through the 27th. 23rd through the 26th are at 7:30 p.m. in the evening. Sunday the 27th is at 2 in the afternoon.
Okay. And where is it?
It's at the Frederick March Theater on the UW Oshkosh campus, which is 1020 Algoma Boulevard.
Okay. And if people want to purchase tickets?
They can either call the box office during the week of the show, which is 920-424-4417, or they can go online to uwosh.edu/theater.
Excellent. Well, I mean, it sounds like a really cool show to look forward to. And I know you were telling me you're already in the planning process for next year. So, I mean, we've got about a minute left. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that process and how hard it is to pick these shows?
Well, part of it is that we are an educational setting, so we want to have a variety of opportunities for students to learn about different genres, different styles of theater. But then we also have to consider what are big shows for building sets, for building costumes, comedies, serious shows, shows that have a mix, musicals. So, we try to mix it up so that they get a lot of different experiences. And but one last thing, just for people who do come regularly to the show, Sarah has been involved very regularly, and she's graduating this spring, so this is her last official show as a student here. So
and it's a great show to end on.
Really thrilled.
It really is. And it's just been great having you guys come in for all of your shows, and I hope that we can continue that next year. It's just so cool to hear the huge range of shows that you guys have had. So we're looking forward to seeing not only this show, but I mean, what's to come too.
Absolutely.
Thank you both so much for coming in today and telling us all about Antigone. And
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Good luck with graduation and everything,
Thank you,
Sarah.
Emily. Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll take a figurative little trip to Paris and hear about the CP of Mideast, Wisconsin's Runway to Paris event. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. When we see a roundabout, take it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Do you know or have a family member with a disability? Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin is here to help. We offer programs and services that make a positive difference for individuals that are affected by a variety of disabilities. Volunteers are always welcome, and your financial gifts are truly appreciated and tax deductible. For more details, log on to www.cpmideastwis.com or call 1-800-261-1895. Thanks for supporting Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and now we're joined by our friend Connie Carmichael in the studio here to tell us about another fun event for CP of Mid-East Wisconsin.
Yes, thanks, Emily. Thanks for having me on again.
Of course. We're always happy to have you. And I mean, there's so many different things going on all the time. So
Well, when you say fun, you got to think of Cerebral Palsy's events.
definitely. And we definitely do. And this time we're looking at Paris here.
Yes, our style show is coming up in April, and April 23rd, and we're doing a theme this year for Runway to Paris. It's going to be an amazing event.
Wonderful. So what kind of things can we look forward to? I know you said style show, but there's so many other things as well.
We have the style show. We have our shopping and dinner. The shopping starts at 3:30 in the afternoon. We have quite a few vendors, and if you don't mind, I'll share a few of those with you. Action Dancewear, Atomic Cats, Brook Brothers, C.J. Banks, Dress Barn, Ellie Mae Romance Boutique, Feminine Touch, Green 3, Hamilton's, Berlin and Ripon, Ona by Design, Reimer Jewelries, Savvy Boutique from Fond du Lac, Sterling Gardens, and the Gilded Lily.
That's amazing.
Now
so
they're
many
not
people.
all in they're not all in the fashion show, but the majority of them are. But they're not all. They don't all have booths, but the majority of them do. So you can go and you can shop from 3:30 till 5:30, and then the dinner and the style show begins.
Excellent.
And then you can shop afterwards too.
Oh, good, because that's usually when I start. I'm getting ready to shop after I see the style show.
That's
and see what
right.
there's-
That's right. It's going to be big fun.
Excellent. And I know you have a new MC this year. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, Ted Wilcox. He's amazing. He's done the women's division style show in the past, and he said he would love to come on board and do our style show. So we're really looking forward to Ted Wilcox. If you don't know Ted Wilcox, he works for Reimer Jewelry, and he's also a well-known artist here in the Oshkosh area.
Wonderful. And I know you've got a little bit, a little piece of jewelry here that you'd like to show us.
Speaking of Reimer Jewelry, we have this amazing piece of jewelry. It's valued at over $1,000, and this is one of our major raffle prizes. And what we do is on these little Eiffel Tower bookmarks, we sell these. There's only 100 of them, so we sell these for $10 with tickets on them. And 1 out of 100 could win this beautiful necklace from Reimer Jewelry.
Excellent.
So that's one of our prizes.
Odds aren't bad, really, for that.
Oh no, $10 and you could win a $1,000 necklace, and plus you get a door prize of a really nice silver Eiffel Tower bookmark.
Yes, definitely. And what other kind of things? I mean, this is a huge event.
Oh, it is huge. It's amazing. Last year, Scott here, he from Empire Pictures, he taped our style show, and they're going to tape it again this year. So if you can't make it, it is going to run on CATV2. Special thanks to the Waterfront Hotel and Friends of OCM for helping us get that to run on the channel. So that's going to be great too. Mm-hmm. And what's really unique about this year is with some of our sponsors, Sunquist Flooring is donating the carpet. We are actually, the stage is not going to look like it normally does. It's going to be 72 feet long, just like a runway in Paris, and he's donating all of the carpet, the red carpet that's going to go all the way down for all of the models. An exclusive company is going to help us with the lighting. It's going to be amazing. Another unique thing is Tamara's Cakes is doing all of our centerpieces that are edible centerpieces.
Oh my gosh.
So they're going to be in the fashion theme, so that's going to be something different as well. We're going to have all kinds of raffle prizes. You can win money, you can win prizes. It's just going to be a great night.
There's so much going on.
Oh,
and I
absolutely.
mean, all this stuff going on here as you're watching the style show. I know fashion shows where the real drama is all behind the scenes. What can you tell us about that kind of stuff?
It's quite fun. It's quite fun. We do have a men's dressing room and women's, so it's not just men, not just women in the fashion show, but the men as well. And it's kind of fun. I'd love to have like a camera behind the scenes, because everybody's rushing around. We have people coming, main attraction, coming, and Salon Mode coming to do our hair and makeup and everything. I'm sorry, not Salon Mode, it's main attraction. Oh, okay. So they're coming to do the hair and Urbanesque. And so people, they're rushing back there, they're changing clothes. We have 2 different segments. One's more of a spring fashion type of thing, which we need.
Yes.
And then the other one is Evening in Paris fashion part. So 2 different segments, a lot of fun and excitement.
It's just amazing how many people are involved in this too. I mean, local people coming all together, like the salons and the different stores and Tamara's.
Yep.
And the date is April 23rd. It's a Wednesday. What is so special about that date?
Well, it's a great thing. You could buy tickets for your administrative professional day because it happens to be on that day. So just buy all the ladies in the office a table. They can all sit at the same table and come and have some fun. And one of our models, well, a couple of our models, Tom Peck, but his daughter is now Miss Oshkosh, so she will also be a part of our fashion show as well.
Oh,
so we've got all kinds of people in there.
Yeah, and you have different kind of prizes and raffles. I know you brushed on that. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yes, we have we have a bag raffle type of prizes, and Bergstrom donated a Ryan Braun autographed jersey. It's huge. It's framed. It's autographed. That's going to be one of the prizes. Of course, the jewelry is going to be another prize. We have a TV from Castles, a large screen TV from Castles. Just
something for everyone.
Probably 70 or more prizes that we're going to have there. So it's all coming together, and we hope everybody comes. April 23rd, Oshkosh Convention Center. $40 a ticket, or $350 for a table of 10.
Excellent. And if people want to learn more about not only the event but about CP, where can they go?
Our website is great, www.cpmideastwist.com. They can also call the office 424-4071. If you'd like to be on our constant contact email list, you can give us a call and we can get your email and we get you all updated on all the upcoming events.
Yes, and there's always tons of events, I know. And your
absolutely.
website, you keep that updated with all the fun things coming up.
Yep,
so
it's
we're looking
great.
forward to having you in again for your next one.
Well, me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Coming up next, we'll hear from another really fun event coming up here in Oshkosh is the Dancing for Little Stars. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Hi, I'm Mayor Bergtauer, and I'm asking for your help. The city has several boards and commissions that play important roles in just about every aspect of local government. Whether it's the Parks Board or the Landmarks Commission, these and other boards act as a forum for citizens to address their concerns and questions about Oshkosh city government. The boards also provide members the opportunity to make positive suggestions to the council or city staff to move the city forward. So here's where we need your help. For our city to work effectively, we need active citizen participation. Many of our boards and commissions currently need members. We're asking for just a few hours of your time each month to serve on one of our boards or commissions and help to ensure a strong democratic process. So please consider serving on a city board or commission. For an application, visit the city website, stop by the city manager's office in City Hall, or call 236-5000. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to your possible involvement.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and we have our third guest of the day in the studio here today, Wendy Schwalbe and Scott Peck, here to tell us about Dancing for Little Stars. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So, Dancing for Little Stars, I have never heard of this event before. So, do you want to just tell us what exactly is it? What can we look forward to here?
Go ahead. Okay, it's an event kind of taken off of the TV show Dancing for Stars. Only little stars would be children. So we're raising money for children. And the event it's really a fun event. So the people who agree to dance, they get a whole 4 dance lessons. Oh. And so it's nothing like a beautiful waltz or a tango. It's more creative and very entertaining.
So you don't necessarily have to have dancing experience.
You don't.
You'll get those lessons and get a crash course a little bit for that.
Right.
Okay, so what exactly does the night consist of? I mean, obviously they have the dance lessons leading up to it, but what can we expect that night?
Well, that night we have a silent auction, and we have the dancing events. We also award 2 different awards that night, the Good Heart Award and the Cherish the Child Award. So those are pretty special awards, and this year Michelle Wilm and John Hobbins will be receiving those awards.
Excellent. And I guess if you want to tell us a little bit of history on this event, how long has it been going on for?
I think this is our 6th year, and it changes a little bit every year. So at first they started with individual dancers, and now we have more groups. So people are more comfortable getting up with a bunch of other people.
I think I would feel more comfortable in a group. But,
Yeah.
And we have this awesome footage. It looks like so much fun that, I mean, such a variety of dances and people and sizes of groups and everything. Who's dancing this year? Do you have anyone set to go for this year yet?
This year, yeah, we have 9 groups this year. Includes the Southwest Rotary, Rotary E-Club, Ted Balzer and Liz Jansen will be doing their waltz again, hopefully this year. We have a couple representing the Sheriff's Department, a group of former Oshkosh North Spartanettes, led by Aaron Martin, Dr. Belter and her husband DJ. Manila Restaurant is having a group again this year. Bella Academy of Cosmetology is dancing again, and a group of care managers from Lakeland Care District.
Oh my gosh, that's a big group of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Yep.
So do all these people, I mean, they usually volunteer, or do you kind of got to go scouting a little bit?
It's a little bit of both. Usually once you do it, the first time you're hooked, and
Oh,
people
yeah.
always usually want to come back, and we have a lot of repeat performers. But usually when we go recruit, it's really not that hard to get people involved. Once you explain to them what Parent Connection does and where the money is going and how the night goes, then they're more than willing to give their time and skills.
Which leads me to my next question. Can you tell us a little bit about where the proceeds are going and maybe a little bit more about Parent Connection?
Sure. Parent Connection is a program of family services, and we're right here in Oshkosh, and our focus is on parenting. So we work with first-time parents through home visitation. We do parenting ed classes, and then we do some supervised visits. So it's kind of a combination of activities that goes on in the Oshkosh area.
And so the Parent Connection, the money's going towards Parent Connection?
It is. It goes
Okay.
to help support those 3 programs.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And how long has that been around here in Oshkosh, Parent Connection?
Parent Connection has been in Oshkosh since 1997.
Okay.
So a long time. We've changed names a couple of times, but it's been the same program throughout. We serve about 300, 400 families per year.
Wow.
So pretty
that's
strong
amazing.
program.
Yeah, and you're directly involved in Parent Connection as well?
Yeah, I manage the program.
Oh, okay.
So I get to hear all the stories of the successes when the staff come back working with families, and hearing about how children have achieved some certain milestones. So it's
Wonderful.
exciting.
That must be so cool to see, you know, all your hard work paying off and seeing the outcomes of these awesome programs here. And so for this event, is anyone welcome to come, or you have to buy a ticket, or what can we do for that?
Well, it's selling out fast. We have 12 tables left. So if you want your ticket, you should get it soon. And it is open to the public. You can get tickets on our website. So they just go to familyservicesnew.org, and they can get them on the site.
Wonderful. And so is there a dinner involved as well in that night?
We have some very scrumptious hors d'oeuvres.
Ooh.
It is more than a meal. It's very heavy hors d'oeuvres, and they're really, really good.
Good. What kind of things can we look forward to?
Oh my goodness.
Well, there's multiple raffle items right now, and probably 30 to 40 silent auction items right now, and those items are still coming in, so there'll probably be more. We have a signed Jordy Nelson jersey up for raffle, and like I said, a bunch of silent auction items.
Yeah. Oh, that Jordy Nelson jersey. That's
Right?
going to be a hot item.
Yep.
It is.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like this is such a cool event and a great way to raise funds for this awesome program. Do you have any kind of goals or anything for this year?
This year, our goal was fairly lofty. I think it was $60,000 we wanted to raise. Last year, we raised a little over $42,000.
Wow.
So we did raise the goal a little bit, but I think we'll get there.
Excellent.
Hopefully.
And if you maybe want to give us the dates and times, or the date and time of the event again, and where it is and everything.
Sure. Our Dancing for Little Stars is on Friday, April 11th at 6:30 at the Oshkosh Convention Center.
Wonderful. And have they started practicing yet? Have you seen any?
Oh.
Can you give us a little preview of what we can expect this
I've seen
year?
a preview of a couple of different groups, and it's going to be very entertaining.
We can't give it away.
Right.
Oh, no teasers today.
It's going to be very entertaining, though.
Excellent. And do either of you ever dance in the shows?
No.
I
No?
danced once, and I'm all set.
Yeah. You got to experience it once,
Yes,
right?
I had a great time, but I'm more behind the scenes now, where I'm more comfortable with that. So.
Yes. Good. Well, it sounds like an amazing event. And once more, your website, if people want to not only learn more about the event, but about Parent Connection.
They can go to www.familyservicesnew.org.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for coming in today and
Thank you.
telling us about this awesome event. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks.
Coming up next, I got to visit Aurora Healthcare right here in Oshkosh and talk with Dr. William Weber about National Healthcare Decision Day. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Man, I can't wait to be done with this. I wonder if I'm going to get all these tree roots out of here. Wait, was I supposed to call Digger's hotline? Ah, I'm not digging that deep. But something's getting power, water, and gas to the house. Ah, I'm sure if I drive this pick into an underground line, I'm...
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and now I'm joined by Dr. William Weber here at Aurora Health Center, Aurora Medical Center, I should say, here to tell us a little bit about an event we have coming up right here at the Medical Center. And it takes place on National Healthcare Decision Day. Do you want to maybe start off and tell us a little bit about that day?
Yes, National Healthcare Decision Day was voted on by Congress, believe it or not, back in 2008. And we've had it here in Oshkosh at Aurora. Last year was our first year. And we titled ours, Consider the Conversation. And what we're trying to do with this program, which will be held on the 16th of April. And do you know why we chose the 16th of April, or why the government did?
No.
Well, tax day is the 15th of April. So 16th day we talk about death and dying.
Oh.
It comes from Benjamin Franklin. You know, the only thing certain in life is death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
So that was Ben Franklin. But anyway, so what we wanted to do was encourage people to have some durable power of attorney for health care, which is what everybody should have. If you're 18 years or older, even you should have it. But what's equally important, besides filling out the document, which is when I was in practice, I just encourage people to check the boxes and take care of it. But more important is the conversation. What you tell your loved ones what you want. What you tell the agent that you're going to have for your durable power of attorney what you want. And it's a continuing process, because the older you get, or in your mind the closer you might be to dying, your decisions change, because you may not be the person you were when you were 50, and you aren't if you're 75, and there might be a point you're saying it's time to die. But you have to have that conversation. So if you're not able to make those decisions, your agent is. So that's what's important about it.
So it's definitely not a one-time thing.
No, not at all. And that's also when you do a durable power of attorney for healthcare, you should look it up. You should reassess it every so often. They talk about if you have a change, and if you have a death in the family, like a loved one dies, you might want to look at it differently. If you're getting a new disease, you might want to look at it differently. If you start to decline in health, you might want to look at it differently. So these are all important. Also, I come from my family, we have 6 kids in it.
Oh, big family.
Yeah, it's a nice family. But the thing is that one of the members, my wife's my durable power of attorney for healthcare. If something happens to her, then one of my children is. But it's important that all the children kind of know what's going on, so that there's not any dissension between the children. And I think that's important for all families, that they should talk with the family. They should talk with one another about what they want, so that they know. So there's nobody suffering at the end.
Definitely. And this day that you have coming up here on April 16th on National Healthcare Decision Day, we've got a kind of an event going on here. Can you tell us about that event?
That's right. We're going to have an event. We're going to show the documentary, Consider the Conversation, which is about the conversation. And then we're going to have a panel of experts talk about the documentary, but also talk about durable power of attorney for healthcare. We had this last year, and I was amazed at the questions that people have, because the group that came really had good questions, and they really wanted to know what was, about making these decisions. We're going to have an attorney. We're going to have a physician from Aurora who's a hospitalist and who's involved with intensive care medicine. We're going to have a chaplain from Aurora, because last year when we had it, we didn't have a chaplain or a minister or a priest, and everybody thought we should have somebody dealing with spirituality, which is really important. And then we're going to have a nurse who's very much involved with hospice care and palliative care. And lastly, I'll be the MC of it, and also one of my jobs is long-term care. So we're going to try to cover the spectrum and have some authority in answering the questions people might have.
So not only seeing this really, informational documentaries, you can actually ask questions, and people are there in person to answer those.
Yes.
Great.
And I think the group we have should be, it should work out really well. Last year, as I said to you, we got excellent questions. It was really, I thought things went really well last year.
Yes.
And I'm hoping we get a good group this year too.
Yes, well, I'm sure you will. And I think adding the spiritual aspect of it, and like we're right here in the chapel here in Aurora Medical Center, I think that'll add something very special to that event.
Okay, yes, I agree.
And so that's taking place Wednesday, April 16th. What time can we?
From 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
And it's going to be in conference rooms A and B.
Okay, and then you have a hospital ethics committee here. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, the ethics committee is involved with education, educating themselves. It's involved with producing documents, and so that, and the last thing is it's involved in hearing cases where there's a problem, and so that if you get involved with a durable power of attorney for healthcare, and you can't resolve, say, a situation between a physician or the agent or the family members are upset, the ideal place for it is the ethics committee, and they can bring it to it.
Okay, and so really this whole, this event kind of is right in line with the goals of that ethics committee, really.
Yes, and actually the event was actually started by the ethics committee, or sponsored by it, or doing all the work for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know we have a couple minutes left, and I did want to ask you what your experience has been, if there have ever been a time where this has become an issue for you.
We've had a couple interesting cases. I mean, there's more than that, but there's one I think that brings out a couple points, and that is, this happened at my long-term care facility, and we had a guy who was just making it mentally. You could say maybe he needed an agent, but he had a problem with swallowing. So, and he liked to eat, and he wouldn't follow his diet, and he'd make sure that somebody took him out once a week, once a week, and he'd eat everything you could think of, and he'd aspirate and have pneumonia and up in the ICU. This happened 2 or 3 times, and his doctor was upset about that, said, I won't be your physician anymore, you can't do this. So we met, and we had the doctor, we had the patient, we had the relatives, so that were involved with him, and the decision was made by the patient that he no longer would go to he would still go out to eat, and if he got aspiration pneumonia, he would stay in the healthcare center, and he wouldn't go to the ICU. So the next time he aspirated, he changed his mind and went to the ICU. But the point I was trying to make is that even though you have a document that says, this is what I want today, you can change your mind anytime.
Okay.
So you don't have to follow that.
Nothing's necessarily set in stone.
Nothing is set in stone.
Okay.
So you can follow it. That is, you can follow it. But now your healthcare agent, if you've got it written specifically, they have to follow it. But if there's some legway, some give there, you can change it.
Definitely.
But so it can be changed.
Great. Well, that's a great example of why this is so important, and another good point saying that it's not set in stone. It's definitely changeable as you get older.
And that's right. And you can rewrite your durable power of attorney for healthcare anytime.
Excellent.
Matter of fact, my wife just rewrote hers because she saw a better document she liked better, so she thought, well, I think I'm going to change mine.
Great.
And I think that's important, that you should. And I think, yeah, period.
Another reason it's important to educate yourself on this, and hopefully you can make it to the event on Wednesday, April 16th on National Healthcare Decision Day. If you have any more questions, you can go to the website as well, and that's aurora.org.
That's right.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having us today, Dr. Weber,
Thank you
and
for
we're
having
looking forward to this event.
Thank you.
We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today right after this. And welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Now we're joined by our next guest, Linda Harvett from the Oshkosh Choraleers, here to tell us about the spring concert coming up today, or not today, this month here. Thanks for coming in today.
It seems like today, Emily, just because it's coming so fast, and like you said, everything's coming at once. So
yes.
This time of year, there's a lot of activities going on in town.
Yes, and it's all exciting because it's all spring, and it's just so, refreshing to see all these fun events coming up.
Exactly.
So, for someone who's kind of new to town like me, do you want to tell us a little bit about the Oshkosh Choraleers in general?
I will. I'd love to tell you, and thanks for having me today. The Oshkosh Choraleers has actually been around since 1970. We were founded in 1970, and we function underneath the Oshkosh Recreational Department. We are a mixed chorus of female and male voices, and our director is Mary Backus, and we are accompanied by Todd Repp.
Okay, so definitely not a stranger to Oshkosh. You've been around for a while.
No, a lot of people don't realize that Oshkosh has a community choir, and we have a community band as well. So we do function like that. Sometimes we have performed with them and worked with them together, but we are the choir of Oshkosh.
Very cool. And how many people do you have in the choir?
Average between 75 and 90 members.
Wow.
And that fluctuates from year to year depending on, people's schedule. But we've had members from the very beginning. I know for myself, I've been in the group probably about 30 years myself.
Wow. It's amazing.
I know.
And
it's great.
So this is your spring concert, one of a few different concerts I'm sure you have throughout the year?
No, we just do one major concert. Okay. We gather in January, usually the first Monday after the new year. We gather and we practice every Monday evening, and then we have our concert in May, our annual spring concert.
Wonderful. And so what can we look forward to this year? I know it's crooning and cruising for a cause here, so it's kind of a cool theme.
Every year the theme is different, which makes it nice for the audience because we do have regular audience members that come and follow the show. And it is a family show. It's for everybody. We just do such a fabulous job. I'm so proud of our members and what we can do. But each year we make it different. So year after year it includes different themes, different music. This year is Croonin' and Cruisin' for a Cause. The music genre is from the 40s all the way up to the 80s. And one of our main pieces this year is the medley from Greece. And everybody loves that. And then we mix in some other spiritual and other tunes. I know we're doing Battle Hymn of the Republic as well. So it's a great variety. Our director, Mary Backus, does a fantastic job of pulling all of this together. And so we have some amazing fun things happening this year for the concert. We have a vintage car show out in the parking lot prior to the concert. We've never done that before. And I'm told that they're going to even have rides available.
Really?
Yes.
So this is a big, it's not only a concert,
No.
There's so much more to it, and it all kind of ties in with that theme too.
Yeah, and then we're going to have a local ice cream shop, Rhapsodies Frozen Custard. They're going to supply us with custard, and we are going to have that after the concert for people for sale. as a treat after. And the proceeds from all of what we're doing after the concert and all the other little things we have are going to the cancer centers at both of the hospitals. We're going to split the proceeds, and the money's going to go for the cancer cause. That's our cause.
That's amazing. And you know, just going through all of the different things that we can expect, it's like a scene right out of Grease with the frozen custard and the car show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what makes it fun. And for the affordable price that we offer, I mean, it's an evening of great fun. And people usually after the concert, they don't want to leave. They want to mix and mingle. They have so much fun. We leave them on their feet, and they're dancing and singing right along with us. It's a complete variety show. We have choreographed pieces. We have a lot of soloists in our group that perform during intermission and during the concert as well. And then we have the Oshkosh Senior Center Choir joining us. We do like to partner with other groups in the community for each concert. I know last year we had kids from schools perform with us and different things, but this year we're focusing on having that group come in.
Well, that'll be great, because I know the Senior Center has an awesome choir too.
They do. So it is nice because we are the community choir. We always like to partner and make that a real community relationship that we form and invite other members to come in and join us. And that's really what we're about, is working together.
Very cool. And so for this show, is this, is it good for all ages? The whole family can come make a night out of it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Our music choices are really audience friendly. And we make it available through where we have it at Alberta Kimball Auditorium, and the price is $7. And I know, where can you go and get a full night of entertainment?
There is pretty slim pickings for $7, that's for sure.
With the car show and frozen custard and a great music. You know, the community has wonderful musicians, and we just want to celebrate that, and I know that the audience will get a great show that night.
Excellent. Well, do you want to maybe recap the details for us again? I know you said Alberta Kimball and the ticket price. Where else can people go to find some more information about the event?
You can go to our Facebook page, and you can Google Oshkosh Coraliers Community Choir, and that will bring you right to the page if you want information about that. We'll have posters around throughout the community. Pink is our theme, so you'll see them in pink on different area businesses that do sponsor our concert. And I do have to mention, one of the major sponsors of our concert, because we're not for profit, is the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation grant funding through the arts. They have supported us all along, and that's wonderful. And then we also get sponsorships through the community. But it's May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd at 7 p.m., Alberta Kimball Auditorium.
Excellent. And I mean, it sounds like such a cool night, just to have all those different, aspects of it. We got about a minute left. If someone's interested in possibly joining the choir, how can they go about doing that?
Well, I highly recommend that they come to the show to see what we do. We actually have had people after the show come up to us and say, we want to join.
Really?
You guys are having so much fun that we love to sing. That's the only requirement, that you love to sing. You have just a joy for music, and 18 years or older, and you can join. There's no auditions. And so that's what I recommend you do. Otherwise, oshkoshcoraliers@gmail.com. You can email us and someone will respond to you. But again, we'd love to see you come to the concert and see if that's a fit for you, if you like it. We'd love to have you join the following year with us.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like such a fun concert, and we're really looking forward to May 3rd.
May 3rd, and you can just get tickets right at the door. That's the easiest way to do it. Or if you know a Coralier member, we all have tickets for sale as well if you'd like to purchase through us. But we are super excited, and we want to make it a fun evening for everybody. We know there's a lot going on, but make it a pre-Mother's Day outing. Just bring mom out, go for a nice meal. A lot of people make it an evening. They go for a meal, then they come to the show, and now we can provide dessert for you after.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in today, Linda, and
Thanks,
telling us
Emily.
all about
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Coming up next, we'll hear from the Oshkosh Bird Fest and how they'll be celebrating with our feathery friends this year. We'll be right back on Oshkosh Today.
Do it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and now we're joined by our final guests, Anita Carpenter and Dave Mysteric. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming in today and telling us
Good to be here.
all about Bird Fest.
Yes, Bird Fest.
Bird Fest. And we were talking a little bit about it outside, and I am completely new to all the birding aspect of Oshkosh here. So what can you tell us about this cool event?
Well, Oshkosh is a fabulous place to birdwatch. Winnebago County has a lot of lakes, marshes, grasslands. We have a fabulous number of birds. So we celebrate all these birds that come here on Oshkosh Bird Fest, which is Saturday, May 3rd. And it's a celebration of birds, and we have all sorts of activities planned.
Yes.
The activities are geared towards youth and adults. We want to stress that. It's a good educational opportunity, not only for the kids of the family, but if they bring their parents, that would be wonderful. And the parents normally get as much information and as much fun out of it as the kids do.
And
so
that's
it's
something you don't
really
see a lot
amazing.
at events. You know, it's good for the whole family. Right. Good. So what kind of things can we look forward to this year at the Bird Fest?
Take it away, Dave.
We're going to have a lot of activities, again, geared towards the youth. There's going to be birds of prey, live exhibits of birds of prey. Where else can you have your children sit from you to me away from a red-tailed hawk or a great horned owl or something like that? We have bird exhibits. We have bird tours, a couple bird tours. We're going to be capturing and banding birds with mist nests. We're going to have a huge, what we call a bird sit that I'll let you explain in a minute.
Yes. Okay.
We're going to have purple martin tours and education about purple martins. And some of the exhibits include various types of bird activities. For example, I'm going to have an exhibit about bluebirds, which is my specialty. So we'll be talking about bluebirds and a lot of other different bird activities and exhibits. And it's all free. There'll be food and drinks available, and we hope that a lot of people will partake.
Yes, well, it sounds like there's so many different things. And actually, before we get into the bird sit, the big sit, excuse me.
That's right, that's right.
I know you wanted to talk about where exactly the Bird Fest is this year. It's at Menominee Park, but it's kind of in a certain area, right?
It's at Shelter 1,
Okay.
and Shelter 1 is located near the train station. And it's on Saturday, May 3rd, and it's from 6 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
Nice.
Okay, and
enjoy a nice big chunk of that hopefully beautiful day once spring finally
Right,
shows its face
right,
here. And what can we expect at the big sit?
Oh, the big sit. I do the big sit. The big sit is kind of a unique way of bird watching, and what we do, we set up a circle that's 17 feet in diameter, and we don't actually sit in the circle, because anybody knows me knows I can't sit. So we stand, and we count all the birds that we can see from within the circle. The birds themselves don't have to be in the circle, but we look out and see what birds we can count. Last year we had over 60 species of birds that we saw from that circle. We start at 6 in the morning We welcome anybody to come down. You do not have to be an experienced bird watcher to come. We really encourage
So people
that
like
have-
me can come?
Yes, you can come. We expect to see you there, Emily. We would like new birders. We'll have can have some binoculars that you'll be can look through. And I'll have a telescope set up, so if there's anything out there, we can take a closer look at that.
Wonderful.
And we keep a list of all the birds we see, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It just really is a lot of fun, and hopefully we can introduce more people to bird watching. And so I will be doing that from 6 in the morning till noon.
Wonderful. And we only have about a minute left, so
Oh,
I know we
goodness.
want to talk about the gallery walk a little bit too. It's, I mean, just after the event too.
The gallery walk has a bird theme. We're going to have specific exhibits at the Masonic Center. We're going to have a student art exhibit plus additional live birds of prey exhibits as well as others. We should also mention, even though it's not part of the gallery walk, that during the day there's also going to be children's activities at the Menominee Park Zoo. So right adjacent to Shelter 1 in the zoo, there will be a lot of different activities for young children also.
And I also wanted to mention we have a Who Am I bird quiz on our Facebook page, and every day we pose a new question, and the next day we give you the answer.
Great. And we can find that on Facebook if you
On
search
Facebook.
for Birdfest.
Right.
And we also have a website, OshkoshBirdFest.com, and there's a lot of details that we may have missed today
Oh, yes.
that will be on the website.
And I know I could have talked to you guys for an hour beforehand just about
Right.
this cool event and all the things you guys have going on. So definitely check out the website at OshkoshBirdFest.com or the Facebook page.
And
as
rain
well.
or shine.
Yes.
We're hoping for good weather.
But some of the best bird watching is during the rain. So.
We're hoping that the ice will melt.
Right.
Yes.
By then.
Hopefully at that point it
Right.
will. So
Okay.
really
Correct.
looking forward to it. Thank you both so much for coming in today. and
Thank
telling
you.
us about that. So now it's time to take a few minutes and focus on health with our friends Ted Stefaniak and our friends at Aurora. Take a look.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today, we're at Aurora Medical Center, and we're in the radiology department, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We want to take a look at how they do x-rays, MRIs, CTs. We're going to show you also some groundbreaking things that they're doing here, a first of a kind in the country with CT. That's coming up in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce Shannon Sadowska. She is the director of the imaging department here, and thanks for having us on this tour today. We just want to take a look at some of the different things that you're able to do to help doctors make diagnoses. So tell us what room we're in right now.
Okay, so we're in a general radiology room here. We just do plain x-rays, so bones, chest, abdomen, anything like that.
Pretty much the first thing you would do if you had a broken bone or anything like that.
Right, anything that's suspected. So we have a table. Patients can either lay on a table where we do their images. We have an upright bucky, so chest x-rays, anything standing. And then we also have a portable x-ray unit. So the portable unit allows us to be mobile, to go to patients' rooms and be involved in traumas or anything that may require the patient not to be able to transport it to the room.
Yeah, and I think most of the people watching, I think, understand the x-ray room. Unfortunately, a lot of us have been in an x-ray room for x-rays and things like that. The technology is a little bit different, though, isn't it? You guys have really upgraded. I know you're still doing film, but that film also gets integrated into a computer system as well.
Correct. So we use digital technology here through a PACS system. So we still have a cassette that gets processed a little bit differently than standard film, so we don't have to use a darkroom anymore to process that. It goes into a computer system where the radiologist is the doctor who reads the x-rays, reviews those images, produces an interpretation, but those films are available to any referring physician within our system.
Right.
At the same time.
Yeah, and I know that there's been a big upgrade here in the computer system at Aurora. So the old days, you had to wait for that film to get developed and somebody to go pick up that film and then walk it up or run it up to the doctor. Now it's all computerized.
Right. So we're converting to Epic. So our clinic went up on Epic a couple weeks ago. The hospital will be going up in another week, and that'll allow physicians and as well as ourselves, to see anything done with any clinic site or any other hospital within the Aurora system.
All right.
So it allows more continuity of care for our patients.
And this is just one room that you have for imaging. We have a lot more
Correct.
to get to.
Correct.
So let's go take a look.
All right.
Well, we've moved down the hall just a few doors, and we're in the CT room now. Shannon, this is a new piece of technology here at Aurora.
Yep, this is brand new. We've had it for about a week. It's a wide bore CT scanner. So the difference with this is that we have a very large center, 90 centimeters compared to the other CT scanner of 70 centimeters.
Now, how does a CT scanner differ from, say, an X-ray that we just looked at?
So with CT, we're looking at anatomy cross-sectionally. So we can, you know, it's kind of like slicing a loaf of bread. You can look up and down, side to side, back and forth. And then we can create three-dimensional images out of those.
And when would a doctor typically order a CT scan?
Typically, CTs are used to look at other internal organs, abnormalities.
Things that an X-ray can't necessarily pick up.
Correct. So we're looking at all of everything inside. We get a lot of stroke patients, so we can do a quick CT of the head to see if there's any bleeds in the head, as well as abdominal, looking at all of the internal organs. We use contrast to enhance those. That way the radiologist can see if there's any other masses, abnormalities, appendicitis.
Sure, and I would imagine you're talking, when you mentioned stroke, time is of the essence, so doctors need to know that information as soon as possible. How is this for speed?
We can usually get an exam done in about 5 minutes. It takes longer to process the images and send them to our PACS system than it does to actually do the exam.
Wow, that's tremendous. And I know this is a first of a kind in the country. Tell us what's so different about this from any other machine in the country right now.
So the wide bore CT scanner isn't the first. The technology on it is what is brand new for this model. So we have low dose technology, so software on this. So we're producing about half the radiation to our patients as we would with any other CT scanners.
Wow, that's amazing. And I know just down the hall we've got another room for imaging here in the radiology department, and that's the MRI. I think people are a little bit familiar with the MRI, but when would you use the MRI machines?
MRI is looking more at functional anatomy. We use that to look more at ligaments, tendons, muscles. We use that in conjunction with CT, depending on what type of imaging, and a lot of musculoskeletal imaging done here as well.
Okay, and then I would imagine with the X-ray, with the CT, with the MRI, you have other pieces of equipment for imaging as well.
Correct. We also have ultrasound. So ultrasound's using sound waves to produce the images. MRI, obviously, we didn't talk about that, but MRI uses a magnetic wave to produce those images. So different signals with the MRI, and it excites protons within the body to create those images.
So Shannon, I would imagine all these things tie in together to make a better healthcare experience here at Aurora using all these imaging devices. We want to thank you for taking some time and giving us this tour today.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
We're back on Oshkosh today, and it looks like that's going to do it for this episode. So make sure you tune in to CATV2 for all your community programming. Check us out at www.oshkoshcommunitymedia.org for replays of your favorite shows, or go to our YouTube channel and check them out there and share them with your friends and family. Of course, you can also hear Oshkosh Today and other programs right here on the radio at 101.9 WOCT. And don't forget to like our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter for both city and programming updates. Finally, if you're a Pinterest fan, you can check out our board for the latest snapshots of the city. And of course, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, you can email me at emikowski@ci.oshkosh.wi.us. Thank you so much for joining us today on Oshkosh Today, and we'll see you next time.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 North West Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. To find replay times for Oshkosh Today, to be a guest on the show, or to watch online, Visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.